got 2 Helios and a 185. So this is going to be the 6-seat aircraft, 3,000-pound gross weight and above. We're going to kind of see kind of the top end of the category here. We've got a 395 up here first. The yellow is a 1955 Helio Courier 395. The white and blue is a 1972 Helio H295. And then our third contestant, Rod Hanson, is in a 1964 Cessna 185.
Abe, you're kind of the specialist on these, so you're pretty much the guy. Why don't you tell them a little bit about Helio Alaska and what you do with them?
Yeah, so we're kind of bringing the Helio Courier back into production. So we've got a couple Helios out here today. These are old ones, but just kind of you'll see some interesting features on the Helio. It's got big flaps, big propeller. You know, it's able to fly at really low airspeed, so we should see some pretty good numbers here in the heavy touring class.
Yeah, there's only a couple of ways to get an airplane airborne quickly, and that's horsepower and range. Both of those things can access.
Rod Hanson now in a 1964 Cessna 185. Rod's also a longtime Valdez contestant. Been here a number of years. Nice takeoff there by Rod Hanson. Combined score. And that's how we're going to tally up the final placings. So this first landing, everybody's probably just going to be trying to get on the board here, get something scored, not land short. Then second and third one, you know, they'll try to shave those numbers down a little bit.
And for those not familiar with the format, that line right there is you have to land with your tires over the line. If any pilot lands short of the line, that whole run is discarded and the numbers are not used for their final score.
Yep, and main wheels count, so tail wheel doesn't matter, just trying to get those main wheels over the line.
Cody's coming in here looking pretty good. Loaded a little bit, let's see if he can brake hard.
Looks like it's going to be about a 200-foot landing there for Cody Hanneman.
Very respectable for these planes. When you look at these planes, and they are big. This is the heavy touring class. These planes are routinely 4,000 and 5,000 pounds of metal that they're trying to bring to the top.
Yeah, most of these 201 feet for Cody Hanneman's first landing. That gives him a combined total for first round of 374 feet.
Here's Lucas Stutzer on short final in that Helio. See if he can take a little bit off of Cody's numbers there.
So Lucas had a 152-foot takeoff. So he needs about a 150-foot landing here to be in first place.
He really has this thing mastered. Let's see. Oh, look at the smoke come off the tires.
Very impressive landing there for Lucas Stutzer. Here comes Rod Hanson in the 185 for his first landing. Can't quite tell here, Gabe. Does Rod have wing X on there? Does he have wing extensions on this 185?
It's really hard to tell. We'll just have to see if there's anything sticking past the ailerons. It looks like he's probably got the kind of usual sportsman Stol setup on there.
And I think it looked like Rod was a little short. Cody Hanneman in second place with a combined score of 374 feet. Cody at the line now for his second takeoff.
What do those things turn for RPM?
Yeah, so that's a geared engine. So the engine's turning 3,400 RPMs, props turning 2,200. Rod Hanson now on the Cessna 185 for his second takeoff. So second take distance of 201 feet. He's coming in on final now, so probably be looking to see if he can shave a little bit off of that.
This is a little bit different approach. You know, usually we'll have kind of two approaches. They'll either be really high and on a glide slope, or they'll kind of try to drag it in low and slow and try to get all the energy out before getting the tires on the ground. Cody's kind of using the latter here, using the drag of the plane and modulating with power where he's going to touch down.
Yeah, it looks like he's just going to try to kind of float in on ground effect here. Just really try to, timing is the,
Yeah, that's how it goes. Timing is so crucial with that kind of approach.
We'll have a scratch there for Cody's second landing. That's kind of the key there with that, you know, the drag it in approach. You know, it's all timing, you know, really trying to get across that line. Yeah, you're going to have the steep approach, you know, trying to soak up a lot of that vertical component of energy, and then you're going to have kind of the slow, drag it in, shallow approach.
And you'll see it vary from plane to plane. You know, some of these newer planes with the long travel suspension, you can really just fly them right into the ground and do really well.
Yeah, as much of that landing energy as, you know, is in vertical component, doesn't really transfer to the landing roll.
Lucas with his usual impressive landing, getting on those brakes.
Some down's going to be a little bit longer, maybe about 125. One thing you'll notice about the Helio, the landing gear is really far forward, so you can really use maximum braking. You know, there's very, very low risk of nosing over.
Very similar concept to the Crafters 3x3 gear. You kind of get the weight back behind the gear.
Good spot there by Rod Hanson.
He's hitting his spot, but yeah.
And then Rod Hanson, 300 second landing. So Lucas Stutzer is currently still in first place with a combined score of 258 feet. We got Cody HANNEMAN at the line now for his third takeoff, looking to beat his best takeoff so far of 173 feet.
This is the make or break. This is the third and final scored round, so this is going to be the numbers that are either going to make the winner or not. So.
Yep. Luckily, all three competitors have recorded a score at this point.
Like a pretty good takeoff from Cody there, using all that power to get the plane.
You kind of notice once it accelerates a little bit, the gear will lift, the whole airplane will just kind of lurch up, and then it'll just kind of take off in a level attitude.
That's the reason we watch that plane take off like that. Those are really super consistent. And there's not much difference. You'll see different numbers.
Rod Hanson now for his third takeoff.
Come on, Rod. You got it.
It's a very nice takeoff there by Rod Hanson. Looked like just around the 200 mark.
Again, very impressive.
All right, Cody HANNEMAN coming in for his third and final landing. Cody's shortest landing so far is 201 feet.
It's keeping a little bit more energy in compared to last time.
It's looking pretty good. Yeah.
Yep, there we go, chop and drop using suspension.
That's going to be short.
That is impressive. You can see the 150 foot cones there. It's just short of those, so that's a real competitive number.
Final landing there. That's his best landing.
Here's Lucas Stutzer on short final. It's always impressive to see what he's going to do here. right past the line. Look at that
Nice.
spot landing.
Good timing.
My God.
It's going to be under 100 feet. 2 digits for sure. 93 feet for Lucas Stutzer's second landing. That's going to put him in first place with a combined score of 214 feet.
Using that dragging it in technique here. Little bounce and he's on the brakes.